Hey, it's Andrey. So you want to optimize your Performance Max campaign, right? There are many things you can do, and this is going to be a long video. But if you take away just one key insight, let it be this: avoid over-optimization. Of course, there are nuances, and I'll be exploring them below. To simplify this video, I've organized it into key stages. What to focus on at launch, then daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. And speaking of focus, here's another important point. You don't need to implement every possible tactic. Look how each campaign doing against its goals. If a campaign is performing well, focus on scaling. If it's not, identify and implement the fixes necessary for improvement. Let's go. When you launch a PMax campaign, it always enters a learning period of at least 5-7 days where Google figures out what works best. During this initial period, expect potentially inconsistent or poor results. This is normal, as Google gathers the necessary data. The golden rule during this initial learning period is to avoid making any changes. Let Google's algorithms do their work uninterrupted. The only exception, I would say, is severe overspending, where you can cautiously lower your daily budget. Just know that significant budget cuts will restart the learning process and delay optimization. Remember also that the learning period isn't just for new campaigns. Any substantial change you make to an existing campaign, be it for your targeting, budget, or product selection, will trigger a new learning phase. That's why implementing fewer, more strategic changes over time is generally a more effective approach to Performance Max optimization. Because of how the learning period works, avoid making daily changes until absolutely necessary. For example, when you need to adjust budget immediately after a significant sales event or promotion concludes. Also, because of the learning phase thing, try to limit your weekly optimization mainly to budget changes. Budget control is your primary tool for managing campaigns. Increase budget to expand reach and capture more potential customers, or decrease budget to manage spending and potentially focus on higher converting segments. Adjust budget gradually. Small changes of 10–20% are less likely to initiate a new learning cycle. Also remember that Performance Max automatically allocates budget across several channels, and you can't tell Google to spend more on shopping and less on display ads. So when increasing budget, watch how spend is distributed across these different channels. Channel reporting is now included in Performance Max campaigns, showing how your budget is distributed across channels. During recording this video, this feature was still in beta. I'll add a tutorial video link here once it's fully available. Monthly optimization is a sweet spot for allowing Google's system enough time to learn while still optimizing results. This is why I stick to monthly changes. When looking at your bidding settings, you need to think about two things: bid strategies and bid targets. Any bid changes almost always trigger relearning. When this happens, try to be patient and avoid making more changes right away. To check how things are going, look at the general campaign overview report. You can switch between two main bidding strategies in your campaigns. Both strategies can work well, it just depends on your situation. Keep in mind that changing strategies is a big step and might affect your results temporarily. Here's when to use each strategy. Switch from max conversions to max conversion value when you see good results, your order values vary a lot from sale to sale, you've had at least 30 sales in the past month. Switch from max conversion value to max conversions when you don't see good results, your order values stay about the same between sales, you care more about long-term customer value than first-time purchase value, or you're getting very few sales. Google aims to achieve your target over a 30-day window, which is why monthly optimizations work best. Targets are another way to control how much traffic you want. Want more traffic? Increase CPA or decrease ROAS. Want to cut costs? Decrease CPA or increase ROAS. You can also keep running your campaign without any target, but campaigns without a target tend to behave less predictably, with higher volatility. And targets, especially ROAS, is one of our best ways for communicating with Google's algorithm. When adjusting targets, keep the changes small, around 10–20%. The idea is the same, smaller changes are less likely to trigger a learning process, which hurts performance. A common problem you might see: your Performance Max campaign starting strong, only to see performance suddenly decline or sales plateau after a few days. This often happens because your early success likely came from the easy wins, people who already knew your brand or had visited your website before. These were the easiest customers to reach and convert. To fix this plateau, make a small change. Either increase your CPA target or lower your ROAS target. This gives Google more flexibility. Importantly, don't change your bid strategy and budget at the same time. Wait a few days between these changes for the system to pick up. Campaign structure is about how you organize and structure asset groups within your Performance Max campaign. You'll need to look at a report called Asset Groups Performance Report. Click Campaigns, click on your PMax campaign, then click Asset Groups. This will show you all your different asset groups. Click Table, click Columns, enable all available options, save the view. Compare these metrics between your asset groups. Which groups are getting the most and least sales? Which groups are having best worst CPA or ROAS? And which groups are getting best worst click-through rate? What you do with this information depends on how you've set up your asset groups in the first place. Different types of products, different types of customers via audience signals, different assets, text, pictures and videos versus feed only. This report helps you understand which approach works best. Your PMax campaign shows ads for the products in your listing groups. Check how each product is doing. The idea is to find underperforming products that might prevent better products from showing up more often. Open your PMax campaign. Click on Products. Look at the Products Overview report. Here's what to look for. Products that get lots of impressions, over 1,000 impressions, but few clicks. In other words, low click-through rate. How product variants compare. Look at clicks, CTR, conversion, ROAS, etc. Products that are doing much better or worse than others in terms of CTR, ROAS, conversion rate, etc. How these metrics change over time. When you find products that are obviously underperforming, exclude them from your campaign. Copy the item ID. Click Asset Groups, Listing Group. Expand the product selection. Click on the pencil icon. Ensure the item ID filter is enabled. Paste the item ID. Deselect the checkbox. One helpful tip: this is a manual process that you have to repeat for every asset group that product appears in. To make this easier, you can use custom labels to group similar performing products together. The final URL expansion lets Google use URLs that are not part of your product feed for your ad. A frustrating thing is that this setting is only available at campaign creation. You heard it right. Once a PMax campaign is created, you can't view or change the final URL expansion setting from the interface. It's locked in and hidden from view. So you only have one chance to set it up. The only way to see if this strategy is working is to look at the landing page report. Open the All Campaigns view. Under the Insights and Reports view, select Landing Pages. This will show you all landing pages for all campaigns in your account. If you want, add the filter to just select the Performance Max campaign that you want to look at. Things to consider for different pages: clicks, average CPC, average conversion rate, revenue per click. Performance Max's search term insight report shows which search terms trigger your ads across search and shopping elements. Key uses for this report are: optimize text assets with popular search terms, update product titles and descriptions with popular search terms, and discover new keyword opportunities for dedicated search campaigns. PMax lets you create account-wide negative keyword lists to prevent your ads from showing for irrelevant searches. To find keywords to block, review for irrelevant terms and add them as account-level negative keywords. Only block clearly unrelated terms. Don't block terms just because they haven't led to sales yet. They might still be relevant to what you sell. For example, block toy furniture if you sell real furniture. Keep cheap furniture even if you sell premium products. Someone searching for cheap might still buy from you. Check monthly at first, then quarterly once you blocked common irrelevant terms. To prevent your campaign from showing up for specific search terms, use the campaign's negative keyword settings. Select your campaign. Under Audiences, Keywords and Content, click Keywords. Click the blue plus sign and add negative keywords. Want to keep your brand terms separate? That's a good idea. Use the brand lists and brand exclusion tool. Select your campaign. Open the campaign settings. Under Additional Settings, click on Brand Exclusions. Add a brand or brands you want to exclude. The display and video components of PMax mean that your ads can show on another website or placements. That's why I don't like full asset campaigns. Also, Google doesn't provide a lot of details about the effectiveness of each placement. Told you. Exclusions can be added at the account level. So any placement you exclude on the account level is excluded also from PMax campaigns. So the most important thing to do is review the placements reports and exclude low quality placements or those that conflict with brand safety. To view PMax campaign placements, select your campaign. Under Insights and Reports, click Report Editor. Click on the Performance Max Campaigns Placement Report. To exclude placements, go to Tools, Context Suitability, Excluded Placements. It's very common for tons of clicks to come from ad placements for kids, things like YouTube videos or channels. These usually are children watching videos on the mobile phone of their parents. Since your ideal customer, the parents, aren't even looking at their screens at this time, it's a good idea to exclude these placements. You can apply this list of over 9,000 kids' channels, videos and other junk placements to your excluded placements. Get it from the link below. Every quarter, analyze your campaign data thoroughly and make strategic adjustments based on long-term performance trends. Assess these key areas and consider bigger changes when results aren't meeting expectations. Your account structure is the combination of all your campaigns working together. PMax campaigns can affect your other campaigns, so you need to look at the whole picture. This is your most powerful way to make long-term improvements, but it's also the trickiest to get right. There is no perfect universal way to do this. A specific structure might work for one business but not for another, even from the same industry. Check these reports. Campaigns Overview, and Asset Groups Overview. When should you split up your Performance Max campaign? Is your campaign spending all its budget? Are you getting more than 50 conversions in 30 days? Are certain product categories using up all the budget, leaving nothing for others? If you answered yes to these questions, consider creating a separate campaign. When you do this, keep elements that are working in your original campaign. When should you combine PMax campaigns? Are you running multiple PMax campaigns? Are you getting less than 50 conversions across some of campaigns in 30 days? Are your campaigns not performing well? If you answered yes to these questions, think about combining some or all of your campaigns. Product feed optimization can significantly impact campaign performance by improving visibility, better relevance and reach, performance, higher click-through rates and lower costs, management, easier campaign scaling, and user experience, clear product information. Above all, focus on optimizing titles, descriptions, images, product types, pricing, and custom labels. A well-optimized feed improves ROI. See more details in my product feed optimization video. Asset groups contain your text, image, and video content. Optimization is limited, since Google only provides basic performance ratings, rather than detailed metrics. The best you can do is review data over an extended period of time, focusing on a performance rating metric. You'll need at least 5,000 impressions for meaningful result. The first report to look at is select campaigns, asset groups, view details. Focus on the performance column and aim for best or good ratings. There are only two things you can do: replace low-rated assets, see what makes best different, and do more. Since there is very few data to optimize, here are a few guidelines. For text assets, mix different types of messages. Talk about your brand, product benefits, and customer reviews. Watch what works best across asset groups or campaigns and update your text regularly. Try using AI tools to help create new ad content. For your image and video assets, change your images every 3 months to avoid ad fatigue. Update them for sales, promotions, or during different seasons. The second report to look at: campaigns, asset groups, view details, combinations. Look at how your ads appear in different formats: text only, images, and videos, and decide if you're happy with how they represent your brand. PMax has dynamic remarketing functionality built in. In order for it to work though, Google needs to be able to match the products in your feed to the products that visitors are looking at. Here's how to check this. Tools, Shared Library, Audience Manager, Your Data Sources. Inside the Google Ads tag block, click Details. Make sure Ecomprod ID is receiving hits. Okay, so that's a wrap on optimizing your PMax campaigns. Remember the key takeaways. Don't over-optimize. Fewer, more strategic changes are generally better. Focus on monthly optimizations to allow the system to learn. Pay close attention to your budget, bidding strategy, and asset group performance. Regularly optimize your product feed and exclude underperforming SKUs. And finally, conduct a thorough quarterly review to ensure your campaigns are aligned with your long-term goals. Have questions? Ask them below. Include a quick screen recording and I'll send you a personalized video response. A free one-on-one consult. For more in-depth campaign help, book a free strategy session using the link below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.